All right, everyone, this is a heart sound recorder of a patient who is 58 years old. She was diagnosed with a mitral valve prolapse, and she also had another issue in her lungs where she actually had blood clots in her lungs, and this is going back probably about 7 or 8 years ago. So what we're going to be looking at here is just her heart function and just to see how her heart is actually working. So here you have the first section of her heart. This is the mitral area, and the first test was done at 9:52 a.m. The second test was done at 10:26 a.m. So about a little over a half hour difference between the two. Excuse me. And you can see here how the heart is not necessarily contracting correctly, so it's kind of pumping, but really just not a stable boom. You know, like if the heart were to pump like that, that's what it should do, right? This is pumping and kind of fluctuating at the same time. That's actually what you're seeing there. So it's not a steady beat. Now that isn't all the way through. It's not consistent in this section of the heart, but you can see. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. It is pretty consistent through most of the heart. Okay, so this is the test after we gave her some supplements. There was one other thing I wanted to kind of cover on this, but I think I'll cover it on the next one. But you can see how this is now more consistent. You have the larger size sound, the smaller sound. Okay, that's how it should look. And you can see a little bit of fluctuation here. See that right there? That's actually the blood being pushed through the mitral valve. That's all that is. So because that valve is prolapsed, meaning it's not fully closing, when the heart contracts, the blood pushes back into the artery, and that's actually what you see right there. That's what that is there. So that definitely communicates that, or shows that. Okay? This is the second section of her heart, this tricuspid area, and you can definitely see a difference in between these two beats. You see how the peaks are kind of here. You got that large peak and then smaller and then larger, large peak, smaller, larger. And it was relatively consistent through that section of the heart. And I can kind of show you that again. And you can see that pretty much most of the way. And you can see again that little fluctuation there where the heart's kind of vibrating as it's contracting. When the heart actually does that, that just indicates that the nerves are not firing all the way around the heart. They're not smoothly going around the heart. I guess that's probably the best way to put that. So anyway, so you see what you have there, okay? And here you have that peak, little peak, lesser peak, lesser peak, peak, lesser peak, lesser peak, and that's what it should look like. And that was, you do see it a little bit here, but it's not consistent. Most of it you can kind of see how it's definitely not the same. And on the second one, you can see most of that is perfect. See that? Okay, so you see that little difference there, right? Now we're going to get to the fun stuff. Okay, here's the aortic. Now, in the aortic section of the heart, you can see how this is not contracting correctly all the way through. Okay? This is a heart that's not resting because there's no rest. This is rest. This is not rest. See that? So that's not rest. This is rest. That's how it should be. It should go boom, and then rest, and then hit again, and rest. Okay? If you don't rest, if your heart doesn't rest in between, I would think that your heart would fatigue a little faster, right? You would feel fatigued. That's how you would feel. Guess how this patient feels? She feels fatigued. Now, it's not consistent all the way through, but you can definitely see there's a big difference between the top one and the bottom one on how that heart's contracting. I mean, there is absolutely a huge difference there. Okay? Huge difference. This still needs a little bit of work. This is usually an indication of lack of protein. This definitely needs work, but look at the difference. Look at the difference, okay? When I get to the pulmonic area, now you really see a difference here, okay? This heart never has a chance to rest, and really even from the first beat all the way across. You see that? You see what I'm talking about? You got a normal beat here, and that's it. The rest of the time, that thing is just not resting. This patient's tired. Why? Because the heart isn't resting. That's really it. There isn't anything else to say. You go down to the second one here, look what you have. Look at this. You got rest now. rest. I mean, it still needs work because these should be stronger. Again, it's an indication of lack of protein, which we'll work with her on that. But you can see the difference. That's a huge difference. That's huge. Very easily seen. Anybody who might be classified as a skeptic in this might look at this and go, oh, okay, that's a change. That's a positive change. It's a graphable change. And you see it. And it's a half hour later. And all this patient was given was one supplement, and it was Cataplex B. She was given 9 of them. She chewed them, drank some water just to get a faster response, just to make sure that the vitamin B got into her heart. Because all that is showing, when this heart is fluctuating like this, that's just a B deficiency. But it's a very specific type of B, and it's not a B1 deficiency, B6. It's actually a B4 deficiency, and you can't actually get that in any other products besides standard processes. The only one that actually has it. And that's the one that actually allows the electrical system of your heart to function correctly. And that's all we did. We allowed her heart a little, got her heart's electrical system working with a little bit of that Cataplex B. That's all we did. And look at the difference. This is life-changing. Okay? This is life-changing. This isn't, oh, this is very nice and it's pretty to see the graphs. No, this is life-changing. This is a difference between somebody not at rest and somebody who's now allowed to rest and actually get her life back and get her energy back. That's all we're doing with this.